And are you refreshed?
Yes.
Good. Now what? You've been talking to each other.
Thank you. I sat down to the focus wheel just a few minutes ago, so I get called up. I got a few different questions. One of the major ones that I have, I need help figuring out how to have conversations with, well, now that I know what I know, and I feel like I'm getting this at a deeper and deeper level, and I'm seeing everything from a vibrational standpoint, I'm having difficulty in conversations with people that don't understand that, which is pretty much everybody else that I talk to.
Well, a really good teacher is only as effective as his ability to understand where the other one is. Mm-hmm. Also, a really good teacher does not step outside the vortex in order to explain. That's the trickiest part of all.
Yeah.
Because you could meet them where they are. In other words, you could relegate yourself to the same state of confusion that they are in. But the best way of going about this is to just know what you know and hold this fresh, powerful, maybe new desire. We're a bit loud. This fresh, powerful, new desire to assist this person in getting what you mean. In other words, ask for the best way of explaining what you know, if it's something that you really care about or someone that you really want to understand. Why does it matter that others know what you know?
Well, I guess it doesn't. Like, just for example, last night we were out to dinner with some friends, and the gentleman was a naturopathic doctor, and they understand, well, they talk about law of attraction, and they're not an Abraham follower, but they're believe in law of attraction, so we're kind of on the same level. And somehow something came up about autism. And I remember hearing your explanation on autism, so I was all excited about sharing that with them. He didn't get that so much. You could tell he kind of shut off and came at it obviously from the medical standpoint and understanding, well, that doesn't make any sense because we see it from this test and this test and this test and this test. So I just said, I shouldn't have probably brought it up in the first place.
Well, the thing about all manifestations, and this really speaks to, this is the best way of answering the question that you began with here, is that the best way of teaching is through the power of your example. And the best way, in fact, the only way of offering a powerful example that contains tremendous vibration of influence within it is for you to be aligned. So when you've taken the time before the conversation that you're having with someone to tune into who you are, to be really this total vibrational package that is now presenting yourself in some conversation, if you are really in alignment with who you are, you come across with clarity in the moment of your conversation. But even more, everything that manifests in your experience backs up your knowing. In other words, you stand as a representative of alignment. And really, that's the only thing that any of us have of value to teach to any other anyway. Because it's of no value to teach someone else about your alignment. It's only of value to demonstrate your alignment that others may want to understand how they might achieve it. Because the only value that any of us could ever offer to any other is to help them come upon their own true power, you see. So conversations, sorting through information, all of that, trying to find consensus, at most should just be a fun thing you do. It should not be an urgent thing that you do or even a teaching thing that you do, because the fact of it is, everything is true. Everything that anybody believes, law of attraction will help them prove it. So it really isn't about who has the rightest truth. or who has the most righteous truth, or who has the truthiest truth, or who has the truest truth. In other words,
right.
Because whatever you hold as your object of attention and achieve vibrational alignment with, in time you'll train your vibration there and it will manifest,
right.
And then you'll say, see, I said it was true. So it helps when you are having a conversation with someone for you to enter each segment or conversation by reminding yourself, I'm here for fun, and I'm here for upliftment, and I'm here to collect more data. I'm here maybe to launch more rockets, and I'm here to just be an example of someone in love with life. And then discussions upon which you undoubtedly will have disagreements don't become such a dominant part of the mix.
Yeah, and it wasn't a disagreement. And even just in general, most of the people, or pretty much all the people that I hang out with, don't have the same thought process. But I am so excited about what I know and what I'm learning and how valuable it is. It's great. I guess I just need to...
Well, the thing that's really odd, even about the conversation that we are having together, is that every person on the planet wants, with everything they are,
to not have feedback.
Your knobs have been adjusted in your absence. Everyone wants alignment with who they are. Everyone wants that. Everyone wants to know what you are over the moon excited about knowing. They do. They want to know it. But as we were talking earlier, when you are in a vibration that is far from that alignment, it's hard to hear. And sometimes even watching someone who is really in tune with who they are, when your desire is to be in tune with who you are, but you're not in tune with who you are, watching someone really in tune is annoying. We were talking about that with the money and the law of attraction cards. And so when you let what you really want be your alignment with who you are, and you let everything else come second or third or fourth or 10th or 20th along the way, then what happens is law of attraction will match you up with those who are also in alignment with who they are, or who are in the vicinity of being in alignment with who they are, or who are wanting to understand how to be in alignment with who they are.
Okay, so the more I'm there, there's the more people I'm going to attract that are obviously of like mind.
There are also many, many things that you can say to others with which you will usually find agreement. In other words, you will usually find agreement when you offer a statement such as, I really like it when I get on an expansive track where improvement is obvious in my experience. Who could disagree with that?
Right.
I really like it when I am intuitive and sensitive to what's going on around me, and I'm able to guide myself more efficiently. Who would have any objection to that? I really like it when my sensors are extra sensitive and I have a sort of gut instinct about what to do. I really like it when I have an idea about something and then I get to watch it coming into alignment, and I get to feel like I have something to do with the progress of that. In other words, there's so much that you know that you were excited about that others also know or want to be excited about. Just don't get stuck in that controversial place of trying to explain to others the unexplainable.
Yeah, and it wasn't in the conversations I have are very rarely controversial. It was just inside of me, where as soon as I expressed what I felt, and then I could just see the wall go up. That I shouldn't even have gone there. But that makes sense the way you're saying it. Just keep it in a much more general
you should really
standpoint.
be ashamed of yourself for daring to have a thought that you haven't pre-screened with someone else.
Yeah.
In other words, when your quest is alignment, there isn't anything that you will ever say that will not be beneficial to those who hear it. You just cannot speak basic truths of the universe without offering value to anyone who hears them. And you can't take it personal, their readiness to hear it. You just can't take it personal.
So I don't need to hold my tongue. If I feel like saying something, I can just say something, obviously what I believe, and if they can hear it, they can hear it.
The thing
And if they
that's
can't, they
interesting to us about this is that you felt a true inspiration to say what you said.
Yes.
In other words, you were tuned in. You were expressing through the perspective of source. And just because they weren't ready to hear it should not put you in the place of wishing that you hadn't offered it. In other words, when you're inspired to do something, do it, because you don't know what that stirred in another. In other words, most people are so barking up the wrong tree relative to the subject of autism that they don't have a chance of ever coming to any. The thing that's so interesting about that, there are so many hundreds of thousands of energies coming into this physical experience, actually choosing that experience for the purpose of getting the attention of those who cannot hear. And you feel uncomfortable about broaching the subject over dinner?
Yeah, not anymore.
When they are being born to make the point, you see what we're getting at?
I kind of said that too. So, but no, that makes sense. I mean, because I did feel completely. I can tell when some people, at least when I feel like some people are ready to hear things, and so that's why I felt really good about that. So.
Well, it is nice to sort of keep an eye on that, just because it keeps conversations going better. But we would never, ever, 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 ever consider what someone's response is to something as compared to our alignment with source when we say its response. In other words, that's the thing. Most people have come into their physical experience, have a keen eye to the way people are responding to them, and guide their thoughts and their words and their action based upon the feedback that they're getting from the peanut gallery. When from within they have inspired knowledge that is flowing to them and through them all the time. And so this is everything that we talk about. It's why we're a little animated here as we're responding to you, is because everything that we teach is about putting your alignment with who you really are, being mindful of this gap between you and you. That's what really matters, you see.
And that makes sense, because I hold myself back in so many conversations for things that I might want to say, because maybe I don't want to ruffle feathers. I believe they don't believe what I believe, so I just kind of hold my tongue and don't say things. But I see what you're saying. If it feels good to me, I can say it, and if they're there to hear it.
If it feels good to you, it's because the source within you is right there with you. And to deny what you know will pull you out of the vortex, you see.
That's exactly what happened last night. I got pulled out. And so, I mean, I was able to come back in because I definitely looked at it from his point of view and understood why he was there. But I was out for quite a while before I could do that.
Beating up on yourself for not pleasing him. And that's the thing, that's the point that we really want to make here, is that so many people are looking for love in all the wrong places. And so when it matters that you are popular, or it matters that this person resonates with you, or it matters that you're even heard clearly, and it matters more than that you're in alignment with your true knowing, you're out of whack, you see. But what's interesting is almost everybody you know will stand defiantly outside the vortex and sort of demand that you come and be there with them. They will humiliate you. We know we are exaggerating this situation dramatically, but it's like children saying to their parents, "You owe this to me," or it's like saying to each other as lovers, "You make me happy," or "You don't make me happy," or in other words, it's sort of a standard that people hold one another to. And the thing that's tricky about it is that they are very, very fickle. The only thing that you can really count on is your alignment with who you are. Good.